subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
All right, let's get it. Let me start recording. All right. We in the building. What's going on, y'all? Everybody pile on in and let's get it like we get it. It is that time. Yes, it's a holiday, but we're still tapping in, ladies and gentlemen. We're still doing the late night tap in. So you might as well come on in. You might as well give us a retweet. Let everybody know that we're live right now doing our thing. And we're going to get some calls early. But before we do, y'all know I got to shout out some of the regulars real quick. Got to shout out to Joel C in the building, Melanin in the building. Let's give C Killer, my LA partner. What's up, brother? You came down to the museum. Real good, brother. Shout out to C Killer in the building. Ivy in the building. The international show off, DJ Evil Tracy. Seven, brother Seven in the building, Zuri in the building, cousin Jerry in the building, Melanin in the building, FBA Town Business in the building, brother Maroc, Rhonda, Ty Powell, Nikki the God, Trinity, Hoodoo, the lovely Stephanie Michelle in the building, Outstanding, Big Hawk Abyss, and Diabion, and Brother Solan. Shout out to everybody in here. So we're going to open up the phone line shortly. Did you guys see our good FBA sister Beyonce doing her thing at the was it a halftime show? I don't even know what game it was. I don't follow none of that stuff. I forgot she was performing. I saw it online, and Sister Beyonce just turning it out as she always does. That foundation of Black American excellence. She was out there doing a country set, and I love it. Can't nobody touch that sister. I hate when people try to compare themselves to her. Some Tethers was talking about Burner Boy is on her level. They be saying little old goofy stuff like that. I'm not trying to beat up on the foreigners, but boy, when they say stuff like that, it's like, yeah, come on, man. Come on. But yeah, the sister was showing out. She had the baby with the Blue Ivy, had a baby doing her thing with her, man. Very proud of that sister. What I like about what Beyonce is doing is taking back control of our genre. The country music is a foundational Black American genre. And I love the fact that she did a whole country set. She didn't do none of her single ladies and bootylicious. She did none of that. He just did a whole country set. Had the cowboy hats, came out there on a horse. I'm like, come on, Beyonce. Take that joint over. Love it. Because those white country music artists and those gatekeepers now, because they done took country from us or tried to, and then they've been trying to gatekeep it. So she's like, no, I'm gonna build another gate. And I'm gonna put it right back over here where it's supposed to be. Love that. Well, there's the delineation is all across the board, and recognizing our unique culture and lineage. That's a vibe. That's what's in the atmosphere right now. It's all across the board. We're seeing it with our sister Beyonce, paying homage to our foundational Black American culture. We see it with our brother Kendrick Lamar, paying homage to our foundational Black American culture. Oh, crazy ass Azealia Banks. She put up a tweet earlier talking about how so many different other ethnic groups hate on Black Americans. So it's a vibe. Everybody, it's all about everybody letting folks know you got to put respect on the lineage now. All the disrespect is out the window. We are paying homage and showing respect to our culture, and we're making everybody else show respect to our culture and lineage. And that's the reason why Fat Joe has received so much backlash. They weren't expecting that. They thought Again, like I said, they were listening to other little tether echo chambers. They didn't understand the massive backlash they were going to receive with Fat Joe hopped out there disrespecting our lineage like that. They didn't expect that, and that tapped him. That tapped old dude, and folks have been feeling a way about Fat Joe, and I'm not trying to harp on the Fat Joe thing, but it's still a topic. A lot of people are still talking about it because so many people are coming out saying that for years Fat Joe has felt a certain way about Black people, especially Black Americans. So a lot of that stuff is coming out. And again, I mentioned before how when Fat Joe came out here to LA in the 90s, he got booed when he went down to it was a lounge in LA in Leimert Park called The Good Life. And he went out there trying to kind of be arrogant and like, hey, I'm a signed artist and whoop de whoop. And he did a freestyle. It wasn't up to par and he got booed. It booed his ass right up out of LA. Now he's done interviews recently discussing getting booed. He discussed it. And it's online. You can find it online where they booed him out here. I think he tried to attribute it to the East Coast West Coast beef. I think he tried to make it seem like that was the people out here. We had some kind of vitriol towards East Coast artists. That ain't true. That's not the case. We were still cool with East Coast artists. We were still cool. We really didn't have no problem with East Coast artists out here. Even when cats were taking shots back and forth, that wasn't the issue. When Fat Joe went down into the Good Life, um, and for those who don't know, for a short time in the '90s, there was a little lounge where they would open the doors and have people come in from the community to spit, to rhyme. And the Good Life was like a safe place. It was like a safe zone in South Central LA. The gang banging is real heavy out here, or it was definitely heavier out there at that time. And we're just coming out of the riots. So there was a truce in the community. Truce was still fresh. So there was a need to create safe spaces where cats from different communities can come in and just, do their thing and vibe and be artistic and do things creatively without having to worry about people set tripping. So the Good Life was like a neutral zone. It was a safe zone. It's basically what we have with the Hidden History Museum now. The Hidden History Museum in LA, it's a safe zone. That's where everybody from all the different neighborhoods in LA, you can come and you're going to be good. Everybody leaves all the BS to the door. There's an understanding. You come in, everybody's on the same page. You can chill, kick it without anybody tripping on you. So we have a safe space and people respect that. People respect when you set up safe spaces for the community. So the Good Life at that time was a safe space. And it was all about everybody respecting each other, which they did. And they had a no cursing rule. This is how much respect they had in the place, and everybody respected that rule. So when you rhyme, they were like, "Hey, don't use profanity. No, you can be creative and you can be artistic without using profanity." And everybody in the community respected that rule. But when Fat Joe went up there, he went up there cursing, and he knew the rules. They told him what it was, but he went up there cursing and doing that little disrespectful shit he does. They booed his ass up out of there. And also, his rhymes weren't up to par. Let me tell you something. The Good Life, you had a lot of the underground LA rappers. You got some cats on the West Coast who can for real spit. You got some real spitters out here. A lot of times they don't get that commercial shine, but you got some spitters out here. In that place, you had to lyrically be on point. Like underground LA groups, like the Jurassic 5, they came out of that. I think another cat, AC Alone and Volume 10. And you had some underground spitters. Snoop and Corrupt, I think they went up there and did some battles before, if I'm not mistaken. So, this was a place that was known for some real spitters. And Joe went up there thinking, okay, yeah, I'm from New York and I'm signed, and these West Coast peons, yeah, they're beneath me, and they booed his ass right on up out of there. So out here we've been on dude's bumper for a minute out here. You dig? And that's what it is. We're gonna get some calls. A lot of people in here already. What's up, Aki? I ain't seen you in a minute, beloved. How you doing, Aki? Great Black Shark, brother Marcel, Black Alpha, Miss Juicy. Shout out to you guys. Let's get some calls up in here. Let me get brother Solon. Then we're gonna get Keither. I think that's your name. Brother Solon, hop on.
Hey, peace, peace. Happy birthday, Sunday.
Happy
Uh,
Retrocessor, brother. How are you?
Good, good. So, speaking of underground LA rappers, I know you interviewed King Crooked about a few times. So, where would you rate him as far as some of the top lyrical MCs like obviously Kendrick or Blue or whatnot? And then my second thing is Crooked or King Crooked's brothers, the Horseshoe Gang. They had a song called "Run My Reparations," where they mentioned foundational Black American obviously by name.
Hmm.
So they're one of
Mm.
the only known rappers that actually said foundational Black America on the track.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned reparations.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 And King Crooked, man, he's a lyrical beast, man. That brother, AKA Crooked Eye, very underrated. That's my guy too. Real good dude. Real solid brother. And just he's a phenomenal dude. He's lyrically he's up there with a lot of the best of them. You know, he was down with Slaughterhouse, and that was a super group. You know, that was down with Eminem, and these guys with Joe Buttons, Royce. Royce is a beast. Royce the 5'9". I'm cool with them. I'm cool with all those guys. Wait, Jose, what's going on? I hear noise over there. Jose,
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
what's going on with you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Merry Christmas.
Yes,
Merry Christmas for FBA and everybody else. Um,
yes, thank you,
yeah,
thank you. Where you from, Jose? Where's your family
my
from?
family's from Ecuador.
There you go. One of my best friends was from Ecuador that I used to hang with in the streets back in the day. My dude Frank Stilo, he was Ecuadorian. Coolest guy ever. One of the coolest guys, one of my best friends. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not that young. I'm 34 years old.
Okay.
But like I'm heavy on social media, especially Twitter. And I can tell you, I've been on Twitter for a long time, and I've seen the FBA movement like cropping up because of you in the past couple of years. And
Hmm.
one thing that I noticed right away is that FBA, especially with you, you've been pushing the FBA movement for a couple of years now, right? I've
Yeah.
never seen the pushback like I saw it right now. And for me, I mean, not for me, but like I'm saying, like as somebody who understands why you're coming from, the FA movement, I'm like, I can tell that like Fat Joe is scared, bro. He's scared because I think this is the first time that I've seen in social, because you cannot like social media, especially right now with Elon Musk. He basically pulled the guard, and everybody can say whatever they want. This is the first time I think Fat Joe has seen how the movement has changed, and FBAs have literally put the foot down and been like, and they've been like, "Hey, this is our intellectual property. Like, you're not gonna."
Yeah.
I know you've been all these years going around saying, Puerto Ricans, Hispanics, and all these people are 50-50, but that's it. And I think he's shook. And a lot of people are shook because you know what? A lot of people, I don't think they understand the grassroots. They only look at like what you call like the Democrat plants, which is true.
Right.
So
Right.
they see, oh, but this famous rapper, R&B singer that I follow, he's telling me to vote Democrat. He's telling me to like um he's telling me that like we are a coalition, a black and brown coalition. So and that's this is the point. A lot of these people, they have no idea what regular people are into. This
Right.
is
Let me land your plane. Let me answer some of the stuff you're saying. But thank you for the call, Jose. But yeah, man, a lot of folks they were sleeping on the grassroots, and a lot of people just don't realize how extensive the grassroots are. How the grassroots is out here running the yard right now. And they don't realize how many people out here really recognize their foundational Black American lineage. They think that this is some kind of joke, and they're getting a rude wake-up call if they think that they're going to insult our lineage. A lot of people are waking up to the lineage. This is why they keep trying to redefine what FBA is. No, you're not going to do that. It's too late to do that. There's too many people who understand it's a lineage and we're recognizing our lineage. And a vast, significant number of us are recognizing that lineage. And people are waking up to see how extensive that is. That's why you see some of the tethers try to play the Jedi mind trick and try to lie to themselves. The tethers be talking about, only people on the internet be talking about FBA. It will not go out in real life. Don't nobody be saying nothing about no FBA. Well, when you go out in person, people generally aren't talking about their lineage at all. Why would you go around somebody? Why would they be talking about their lineage with you? Generally, people don't do that, especially with strangers. Nobody's going to talk to you about that. But we discuss that among family. See, Foundational Black Americans as a lineage, we're like a big extended family. So yeah, we sometimes discuss things among ourselves, but yeah, we have an understanding. So we're not going to talk to a bunch of strangers about our lineage unless they bring it up or if they ask. And most likely they won't ask. So no, you're not going to have people out here talking about their lineage. You understand? And we as Foundational Black Americans, we know when people are where we can get an understanding or kind of an idea when people are not of our lineage based on certain characteristics. And then we might ask, hey, where you from and where's your family from? Yeah. But generally, people don't talk to us about our lineage because people just kind of know that, we're foundational Black Americans. They know we're from here. They know we're not immigrants. So it's not anything that's really being openly discussed, especially with strangers. So a lot of the tether class, they try to play these little Jedi mind tricks with themselves. That's not working on us. But yeah, this is the new norm. Here's the thing. It's the new norm. Us recognizing our lineage and stumping and advocating for our lineage, that's the new norm. Yeah. And yes, there's a lot of pushback because I talked about this last night. The narrative is we, as foundational Black Americans, we're never supposed to look out for ourselves. We're supposed to be the sacrificial slaves. We're supposed to look out for everybody except ourselves. And we're like, damn that. Those days are over. We're looking out for ourselves just like everybody's looking out for themselves. Kather, what's happening, brother? Kather,
Yeah, hello? My apologies.
there you go, man. How are you, bro?
How are you? Yeah, the guy that was last on here talking about how Fat Joe is really scared. Man, he had a point. Like, even under the guy, I think the interviewer who was interviewing him, I think he's like West Indian or something.
Yeah.
People have been getting on him all day, and it's such a sight to witness. I love it. I
Mm.
love the unity amongst us. I really do.
Yeah, man, it's real heavy out here, man. That we realize we shouldn't be taking no crap from nobody. That's what I'm so glad we finally realized that, family. Why I've been telling people for years, don't let none of these non-FBA people talk crazy to you. Don't let these people wag their finger and talk about culture because those of us who've traveled, we know the truth. That's the thing. When you travel and you see what really goes on in these places, you come back and you're like, oh, hell no. Y'all not about to sit up here and talk greasy. I just left your homeland. I just had to help feed your village. So you damn sure ain't gonna come over here talking about some damn crime in Chicago. And I was just over in your village flicking off flies and locusts off my clothes. No, we're not doing that. Y'all, no. It's gonna be some respect. And that's not denigrating anybody. Demanding respect is not denigrating at all. And y'all should know better than to be disrespectful. Yeah? That's the new norm. Let me get some more folks in here. This another Jose? Okay, there's a lot of Jose's in here. Hold on, Jose Alvarez. Is this another Jose?
Yeah, no, it's me. Can I say something else?
Yeah, go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like um,
You got to get to the point, Jose. Come on now.
yeah, I'm gonna get to the point. One thing I'm gonna say is that the reason why a lot of people I think a lot of people don't understand FBA is because they don't get the fact that, like, and I've said it before a lot of times, is that like just because you're black doesn't mean you like a lot. And I said it before, a lot of times you have like people like Matt Hoffa, which I really like his show. I appreciate his shows. I watch his black interviews. I'm a really big fan. But I think now is the time when a lot of black people, they realize that, like, if you have a lineage and you've been here for a long time, and all of a sudden you have a African that comes here and he's been here like for a year, and he's sucking down on FBAs, you are realizing that all these people, they have no involvement in what is like, America and what it is like.
Thank you. Shit. Okay. Well, you take forever to get to the point, Jose. I'm trying to give you some leeway, but yes, that's true. There's a lot of people who come over and then they have this real weird vitriol, and we're just telling them no. And we get accused of being xenophobic, and no, y'all not gonna play that game and ignore all the stuff these other people been doing. You're not gonna do that when people are denigrating our lineage, everybody's cacan and kikiing. When we start clapping back, everybody's clutching their pearls like, oh God, well, the CIA has y'all niggas against me. Yeah, it's always some weird, crazy conspiracy. CIA need to do nothing to you. You ain't got nothing that's CIA worthy. You ain't got nothing going. No disrespect. The government wants you niggas to destroy me. You already destroyed. No government involvement. What are you talking about? We're the only people who help you. What's your name? La Ehi?
Oh, how you doing, sir? It's Lil E. It's kind of like Atlanta slang.
Okay.
But yeah. But
It's
before I talk to you, I
slang.
mean,
Hold on, slow down. Atlanta slang, but you got a whole bunch of Palestinian stuff. Are you Palestinian?
no, sir, I'm not. I'm actually FBA. It's kind of a question that I wanted to ask you. I'm kind of unsure about certain things. Like I'm part FBA. My dad's parents are like FBA, fully FBA. But
Okay.
my mom's parents, she's FBA. She's from lineage of FBA, but she married a Cuban. Yeah,
Okay.
she married a Cuban, so I'm like part Cuban, part FBA. But the question that I wanted to ask you,
No. Hold on. Your dad is FBA, but your mom is Cuban, but your mom is FBA, but she married a Cuban.
sorry, I might have misspoke there, but my mom's mom is FBA. Like her lineage is FBA, but she was raised around a Jamaican man. So that's the question that I wanted to ask you. Is
How,
she like still FBA?
what you saying ain't making sense, man. How you Jamaican and Cuban and FBA? What's all this stuff you talking about? How are you half Cuban?
Oh, okay. Let me slow down a bit. I talk really fast. I'm sorry.
It ain't about talking fast. Sound like you just lying.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I promise, I'm not. Okay. My mom is the she's Cuban and she's like black. My grandma, she's from an FBA
Oh,
lineage. Like her mom is
so
FBA.
get your ass off my goddamn phone. Okay, let me get some more people. This nigga, he's 5 different ethnicities. All right, I don't want to hear that. Family. We got these people who trying to cosplay as us, and they can't even get their lies straight. These people can't get their damn lies straight. Y'all will not cosplay as us no more. Those days are over. At least get some of your lies straight. You can't even get the lie out the goddamn gate. Because I was going to grill you and just dismantle the bullshit anyway, but You couldn't even get the lie out the gate. At least work the premise of the lie out before I can dismantle it. You were dismantling it for me. I got bored. It's like, okay, you already dismantling your own damn lie. Boy, have y'all noticed there's a lot of people trying to cosplay, man. There's a lot of people running around here trying to cosplay as FBA now, man. Brother Ty, how are you, brother? Brother Ty Powell, what's up, brother?
Yeah. What's good, Flex?
How you doing,
All right. Yeah. A lot of these quote unquote Hispanics or history of the Spaniard, because they're not Spanish, they're history of the Spaniard.
yeah,
And yeah, a lot of you got to understand. There's only 3 million Puerto Ricans on planet Earth,
yeah.
and they're all in New York or Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So in Atlanta, I can't even find a Puerto Rican. I can't even find you might see a Dominican, but they're black, so they'll hide the fact that they're Dominican.
Right.
And you gotta actually oh yeah, my dad's Dominican or my mom's Dominican, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But in Atlanta it's an FBA stronghold.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not gonna see that. And like in places like Los Angeles, my wife is from Windsor Hills.
Mm-hmm.
It's near View Park and Lamert Park. It's the west side, basically. It's the west side, and it's mostly you can't find a Puerto Rican in Los Angeles. You can't find a Dominican or any of that. Anything outside of Mexican, you can't find in Los Angeles.
Besides
So people like
Belizean,
yeah,
besides Belizean.
oh yeah, Belizean. I'm sorry, but a lot of them are black.
Right.
Yeah, so they'll hide among FBA, but FBA is still the stronghold of Los Angeles. So it's still the strong number. But nah, you Fat Joe, people like that, you're not gonna find in anywhere outside of New York or Florida. So yeah, FBA, 43 million of us out of 48 million. Yeah, we're still a stronghold.
Oh yeah.
And I'll land my plane.
Thank you so much. Oh man. Okay, we got TS Giselle in the building. Let's get TS Giselle. TS Giselle. Hop on in here, TS Giselle. Unmute your microphone, TS Giselle. Unmute that mic, Giselle. Oh, all right. Let's get TS Giselle. Must have had some technical difficulties. I wanted to get your opinion on Beyonce's performance. I know you're a big Beyonce fan. I wanted you to chime in on that. All right. TS Giselle might have some customers in there right now, so TS a call back. Let me see. Let's get okay. TS is back. Hold on. What's up, TS? Let's try to unmute your mic.
Okay, it's back.
There you
Greetings, good evening, Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas. It's still Christmas on the West Coast, not so much on the East Coast. This is a very somber Christmas for me, but I survived the day. And the highlight of that day that brought great joy to my spirit was the Beyonce performance. I'll talk about that in a quick second. I want to talk about Christmas.
yeah.
Um, I often get gifts on a regular basis, so I'm more about giving because I do have a very large family. But I did receive my best gift as I'm quite the traveling woman. But I will be visiting the motherland. That was my gift from one of my men. Um,
Oh, so you got you an African sugar daddy?
I have several African sugar daddies
Oh,
on different continents as
oh,
well.
oh, okay. Well,
Um, so let's be very clear. So I will be visiting the continent. So that was my best gift. Um,
now
Beyonce,
Beyonce. Now, how do you think
yes,
Beyonce's? What do you think of her performance at the thing at the show?
this woman. Can you guys hear me? Because I want to make sure that the entire space hears what I got to say.
Yeah, we hear you. We got you.
This woman is an inspiration. This woman delivered one of the greatest performances of all time. A 43-year-old mother of three danced in 5-inch heels for 13 minutes, live vocals, high choreography, transitions, productions, an entire marching band. The knees were lifted. They were high stepping across the field. The majorettes. It was inspirational. And so I've been hosting Twitter spaces recently, Tariq. So, you might have a competitor um in the future. For me, Beyonce is now the greatest performer of all time, of all entertainers, living or dead.
Yeah,
For me,
hold on,
I
hold
let
on,
me
hold on. Do you think she's better than Michael?
let me get my statement out. For me,
Okay.
T.S. Giselle, Beyonce has consistently delivered the best performances that I've ever witnessed. And so for me, yes, Beyonce has done the unthinkable and surpassed the iconic, legendary Michael Jackson in the art of performance. I think that Beyonce has more iconic performances, live performances than Michael does. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I won't disagree. I would say they're neck and neck. I'm a big Beyonce.
Oh my God, Tariq, finally somebody with some sense. Tariq, when I bring this point up, people get upset because we love Michael so much. But I think that they don't look at like what we're discussing. I'm not saying that Beyonce is a bigger star than Michael. There will never be anyone on this earth that is iconic as Michael. But let's break it down performance, whether it be Coachella, whether it be the 2006 BET Awards when she performed solo with no background dancers, whether it be the Super Bowl, her first Super Bowl, whether it be the second Super Bowl where she did Formation, um, Glastonbury Festival, the Grammy Awards pregnant, floating with a chair. She is the greatest performer of all time, living or dead. And
Let me
I just,
Can I say something?
let me get some other people to chime in. Do y'all think Beyonce's performances are on the same level, or do they exceed Michael's? That's a very
You hear me?
good.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Peace to the room. I just want to say that Michael Jackson is not only the greatest entertainer, but there will never be another Michael Jackson. I can recall when I was around 12 years old, we just moved. This is post internet. We didn't have any internet. We didn't have no cable. We had a box of DVDs from my grandma's house. Shout out to my grandma, FBA. I found uh, Thriller 25. It had the Thriller video, it had the Beat It video, it had the Billie Jean video, and it had the Motown 25 when he first moonwalked. That shit, I watched that till it stopped working. I'm sorry, but nothing Beyonce does and no heels. I love Prince more than Beyonce. He did it better than heels. I'm sorry, but when it comes to performing and having people pass out, grown people, like children, old, young, like Michael was treated like Disney, like Mickey Mouse, Goofy, like Michael is timeless. I'm sorry, but Beyonce, as much as she's good, eh, I'm sorry, that's just how I am. But I need to say that we should mention Michael in New Hidden Colors because the amount of anti-black racism that the dominant society practiced towards Michael. Then think about Michael. He's doing all this on TV 20 years after MLK got shot.
Yeah,
So Michael really walked and ran, moonwalked. So Beyonce could do this little walk she doing the heels right now. And that why I land my plane.
there you go. So much. Yeah, that's a good. Listen, I love Beyonce. Michael was the shit. Now, Michael was the shit. Let's be very clear. I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. I'm cool with many people in his family now. Huge Michael fan. Michael was the shit. Michael was iconic. You know? Beyonce is the shit, though. Beyonce is the shit. Come on, man. Beyonce puts on some phenomenal performances. Even tonight, that was phenomenal. And she has the marching bands and just the choreography. And then Beyonce, she's badass. Snacks. Aki, hop on, sis.
Hey, hopefully y'all can hear me.
We can hear you, dear. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you so much, dear. Happy say to you. So, what do you think about the conversation between Beyonce and Michael? Do you think they're on the same level, or is Beyonce exceeding Our
Hmm.
brother Michael, performance wise.
I think we have an embarrassment of riches, just as Black Americans. We have so many great performers. And I think it really just depends on what you value in terms of live performances. Michael, I think, was creative. He was a visionary. Nobody can deny he's one of the best and most creative dancers that ever walked the face of the earth.
Mm,
And when he did sing live, his vocals are pure and perfect.
yeah.
But I think we all have to admit later on, I don't know when that shift started to happen. And it may be because of the size of his productions, the amount of dancing he was doing. He started lip syncing a lot.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me because we all know he could actually sing. But if we're going to be honest, at a later stage, you were getting more of the show and the package, the theatrics and the dancing, and not as much vocals. And I'm impressed by Beyonce because she's in her 40s and she's still giving you solid live vocals and dancing. But then I'm going to throw a curveball and say, to me, the best live performer that ever walked the earth is either James Brown or Prince
Okay.
because of the number of things they could do live, especially Prince. Because to me, no one's ever going to top his Super Bowl performance. There's not a person who's going to ever be born who can do the live like instruments that he can do,
Mm-hmm.
the vocals that he gives, and he was a very underrated dancer. He wasn't the type of choreographed dancer like Michael Jackson and Beyonce, but he just moved freely. He had that same kind of movement that James Brown had.
Wow.
And so since you can't find anyone for me who can combine all three of those, it's always going to be Prince.
There,
But as far as anyone living, it is Beyonce.
there.
So there are people like hating as usual on the timeline. I just left an open invitation. Y'all can look at it on my page. If anyone does think she's overrated, I just want to hear who's alive right now who's better.
Right.
And can we see some of their performances? So that's kind of my position on it.
A good point. There you go. Thank you so much, beloved. Yeah, see the thing, and I love Michael, but later on, in some of his later performances around early 2000, some of his TV joints. I remember when he they did that joint and they had Usher and all these people. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't the same spectacular thing that Michael was doing in the 80s and 90s. Beyonce's joint, and I'm just grading it like that. Beyonce's, the spectacularness of it, it's still there. It's still there. Just tonight, the performance she did today, that shit was phenomenal. That's still on the same level as the performances she was doing 15, 20 years ago. It's on that same level. She hasn't slowed down. The shit is still tight. The choreography is still tight. Everything is just tight, 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 tight. So we're judging it on that. Let me get some more people. Hey, let me get your opinions on this, family. And we're not denigrating none of our icons. We're just talking. Let's get Miss T. Let's get Miss T in here. Miss T's giving the thumbs down. Come on, Miss T. What's happening?
Brother, but
Go ahead.
y'all gonna stop this Michael Jackson hate.
It
Um mm,
no.
Stop
It is. I love
her.
stop, bro. Don't never say that now. No, no, no. It's never hate.
Beyonce was lip syncing tonight when she walked down from those stairs and she did the model walk. Her mic was down by her thighs as she was concentrating on her walk, and the tape was playing.
Mm,
Uh, she still gives a spectacular performance, but she's 40. She's in her 40s. Michael, when he was getting ready to do his last tour, he was beyond the age of 55.
okay.
So Beyonce is still young, right?
Mhm.
She still gave a great performance, but it was nowhere near on the level of what was the one where she was the first Black woman to head that show?
No, baby. I don't know.
Uh,
I,
I can't think of the name of the show, but now that was a super performance. She gave a 2-hour performance at that.
hold on. Let me
And that,
because you said she was lip syncing. Now, T.S. Giselle is
yes,
Beyonce expert. T.S. was Beyonce lip syncing tonight.
when she
Beyond,
walked when
I
she
don't
walked
know.
down those
I
stairs, that
don't know
mic.
if this young lady needs to go to the doctor and get her ears checked, but the Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, and let me be very clear, I am named after Beyonce. That's where Giselle came from. Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter does not lip sync. Her performance was 100%
She
live.
lip sync
And
tonight.
Tariq, you are correct. Michael and Beyonce are level with performance, Tariq. But what separates them is that in Michael's, after 1992, Michael's mic was cut off. The mic was off. The mic was off.
No,
I love Michael Jackson. The mic was off after 1992.
no,
Beyonce,
Michael was singing.
Okay, you would need to post facts on that. We're not gonna
the
hate
Super
on
Bowl
brother
performance.
Mike like that. Like
That's not
y'all tried
hate,
to
honey.
lie
I
on
love Michael
Sister Janet.
Jackson.
Y'all are not gonna lie on black royalty around here. If
But
you
that's
gonna
not,
make a slanderous remark like that, that his mic has been
girl.
out since 1992, post it. Post it.
Ma'am, the entire 1992 Super Bowl performance was lip sync. The only live vocal of the Super Bowl performance was when he gave that speech before We Are the World. That whole performance
Baby
was
girl,
lip
Michael
sync.
Jackson could come out right now, stand on a stage, not say a word, just simply stand there. People will pass out, tears will flow. The man has to do nothing but stand there and breathe, and he will cause masses
And
of
guess
people.
what? And after
Oh
that
Lord.
seven, and after that 7 minutes of standing there, the mic never came on. Beyonce's mic came on.
But don't
Well,
forget
I
that he's
tell
been
you,
performing
watch
since
it
he was a
again.
child. So
When
don't
Beyonce
leave that out
walked,
either.
Matthew knows
no,
had
she was
Beyonce
lip
running
syncing
on a
tonight, baby.
treadmill with high heels to train her breath control. He had her running on a treadmill in heels when she was a toddler.
Damn.
O- Okay?
Post
Let's
that too.
not. Let's
Your
not.
ass be on here straight line.
Michael
Post
Jackson
all,
been
you know
performing
what,
since he was a
Giselle? Post
toddler.
all of this information.
I
I
got the
beg you.
receipts. I got
You
the
know what?
receipts.
You say you are the queen
And
of receipts,
then
and when you came with that 27K, you did that. So go ahead, sis. Post those receipts
I got the
on my
receipts.
brother,
And
on
now,
on
but I want to
King of
correct,
Pop, Michael Jackson.
but I want to correct something for the record. Tariq is correct. Let me be very clear. Beyonce idolizes Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
Um, I am not criticizing Michael Jackson. I am a huge Michael Jackson fan. I was devastated when he passed. Let me be very clear. We're just having a subjective conversation. But what is clear is there is no other culture on this earth that has produced the magnitude of the entertainment icons that we as Black Americans have produced. Because when we name all of these people, they all belong to us.
Right.
So let's be clear on that. We're just having a discussion. But I do think that maybe it's because Michael passed and a lot of us still don't accept that. But we have to have the conversation. I don't think that Black people in particular give Beyonce enough credit for what she has done.
I I
That performance tonight was legendary and iconic, and she does it over and over and over again. And the microphone is on. Okay?
yeah. Yeah, okay.
I totally disagree. She was great. But even when Blue came out, I was no longer looking at Beyonce. I began to look strictly at Blue. I was amazed how Blue has transformed. She's taller than her mother now, but she is going to be that girl. Um, it was a great show. I thought the costumes were great. Black people always look good in all white. The contrast of the black skin and the white clothing is always beautiful. However,
Beyonce is an educator. The purpose of our performance tonight was to educate the country on the origins of country music and cowboy culture. She also had a lot of inspiration for her mother, Tina, Miss Tina, Celestine. BNC is from Galveston, Texas, where Juneteenth originates. And so a lot of the stage production was based off of traditions from Juneteenth parades. She's always culturally aware and always putting our culture in the forefront.
Mm,
She's the greatest of all time.
yes, indeed. Thank you. Calls in here. Let me get some more calls. Thank you so much, T. Thank you so much, Giselle. FBA Goddess, hop on in, then wartime. FBA Goddess.
Hey Tariq, how you
Hey,
doing?
beloved. Oh,
Feliz Navidad to everyone. I'm stop. I pray that your baby is doing better. I heard that she was not feeling well. Pray that she's doing better.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed.
TS, I don't believe that she's better than Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, I just can't see it. Michael Jackson has been performing since he was a toddler. So, and then when he passed, he was in his 50s. So I do believe that Michael Jackson, nobody can top him. I don't think that. Me personally, he also wrote music. So
Yeah.
all of that, so don't leave all of that out to
Right.
TS.
Count all that in. That's absolutely right. Wartime. Hop in.
Cool. Merry Christmas to you and your family, Tariq. I hope y'all had a great one. Man, this was iconic. When that set ended, she elevated on that lift, modulating her vocals all the way to the top, and they were completely live. I don't think people know how hard that
Yeah.
is. But I mean, it's crazy. But she's just on Michael Jackson's footsteps. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, because Michael Jackson is time changing and history defining. There will be babies born learning to do the moonwalk, not knowing it came from Michael Jackson's live performance in the 80s. That's what makes him untouchable. I don't know if he'll ever be touchable. But the good thing is like we're having these discussions. Bitch, if you want to be what I be, if you want to hate on me, then do what I do. Because all these conversations we're having, from Michael to James Brown, Chris Brown, whoever the hell, all of these people is Black American. So hate as much as you want. We're giving you something to hate on. And shout out to Beyonce for putting the culture first. I just want to land on that.
There you go. Thank you so much. See, the thing with Michael, Michael has done things that were so iconic. He didn't really have to do anything else. That's the thing. He can just kind of sit on that. So when he would slow down later, we still remember the iconic things he did. You see. So how are we judging it? Because if we're going to look at it just from an iconic standpoint, yeah, Michael can't really be touched. Like the Thriller video, there is no other video with choreography better than that. The Thriller video, from what year was that? Was it 83? The Thriller video was 83, right? No other video has choreography that iconic. None at all. People still reenact the choreography from Thriller now. There were people online reenacting that this year, this Halloween, like 40 years later. You understand? Nothing is more iconic than that. That the choreography that they did for that video, that changed the whole game. That literally changed the game. Michael, this dude changed the way music videos are done. He put MTV on the map, really. Michael really solidified MTV as a platform. Yeah. So just the things that he did in the 80s were so damn game changing and iconic. He can just kind of sit back on that, which is pretty much what he did. He kind of sat back on those achievements, and the album, his Thriller album, is the biggest selling album ever. You dig? But when it comes to just consistency of performances, I can't write our good sister Beyonce out. She's just been so consistent, and she's never slowed down. We got to give her props on that. That's a phenomenal sister. We don't give her enough props, I think. But let's hear from the family. Come on, Tyrone, hop in, brother.
Yo, can you hear
Yes,
me?
sir. How are you?
Hey. That's blasphemous. We're talking about Michael Jackson, man. Look at my wife is like she a big Beyonce fan, huge Beyonce fan. And she even told me herself that Beyonce, she actually lip syncs. See, because I know how to sing myself. And she said that because like Beyonce, she lip sync is because like when you're trying to sing and you're trying to dance, it take a toll on your body. You know, because I seen your group before. When you had your Mink slide, you can admit that it, like when you're trying to sing and dance and all kind of stuff like that, it gets a little difficult or whatnot, right?
Breath, yeah.
Yeah. So she said, yeah, my wife personally told me, she told me that Beyonce was lip syncing like way back in like the 2000s or something like that, man. Like she been lip syncing early on in her career or whatnot. But Beyonce, like, don't get me wrong, she a phenomenal performer, but she ain't nowhere near Michael Jackson. No, I can't put her on that level. She ain't nowhere near Michael Jackson, man.
There it is. There it is. Thank you so much. Nikki the God. Nikki, hop in.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone in their space. Tariq Nasheed,
Hey, beloved.
King Flex. Okay, let me quit babbling. I absolutely love both Michael Jackson and Beyonce, and it's sad that today's performance it had to be washed out, by people turning it into a Michael Jackson versus Beyonce, but I get it because, hey, this is where we are. I've caught almost every Beyonce tour thus far, and she is most definitely a product of hard work and dedication from a loving father. Just like Michael Jackson, who worked hard and had a father who pushed him to be his best. But with Michael Jackson, there was something almost spiritual that would occur when he hit the stage, his dance moves. He appeared to be floating sometimes. The notes his voice hit would make you feel a certain way. I remember people in Michael's audience having physical and emotional reactions to what his aura was doing to them. Back to Beyonce, she certainly creates a vibe, a feeling that no one is around can do right now. That is why when they try to equal someone like when they try to equal Taylor Swift to her, I get very offended. Beyonce is like royalty in the entertainment industry. Her voice, her performance, there's no one out right now who can now do what she does, and she should not have to share the accolades with someone to make them feel better. Lastly, Beyonce is even more great because she always finds a way to culturally represent for foundational Black Americans. Plus, she always gives you way more than your money is worth, and that will always get an A plus in my book. And I
Thank you
land.
so much. See, that's what I like about Beyonce. And again, I ain't taking nothing away from Michael. Dude, when I was a kid, I used to go to school with my Michael Jackson pleather beaded jacket. Y'all remember them jackets we had in the 80s? We had them little pleather jackets. I had a pleather beaded jacket. So yeah, I'm sure huge Michael fan. But I gotta give props to our sister Beyonce. Beyonce, man, that girl performs her ass off. And Beyonce, and I've said this before, Beyonce is gonna get through the song no matter what. Man, I've seen Beyonce done fell downstairs, got her ass up, and got right to singing Bootylicious. That woman don't miss a beat no matter what happens. You remember when she was in Destiny's Child, when old clumsy ass Michelle was falling down all over the place. She stepped right over her ass. Excuse me, bitch. I need a soldier in here. Dude, Beyonce don't stop for nothing. They let Michelle sing vocals laying on the ground and they kept going like they didn't miss a beat. Beyonce is gonna get through the damn song. I that's why I take my hat off to her. Y'all remember Beyonce got her wig caught in a fan and never stopped singing. She was performing and her wig got caught in a fan. You know, they have them fans, and somehow her wig got caught in the fan. She was still up there with her wig stuck singing Halo. I said, I gotta give her props. That sister's a rider. That's a damn rider. Yeah. Beyonce is gonna get through the damn song. No matter what happens, she'll catch on fire. She gonna sing, I'm a survivor. She gonna sing that damn song. And every time they pull, and Michelle, y'all know how clumsy Michelle would fall down all the time. Michelle was the clumsiest mother. Love you, Michelle. But Michelle Williams was so clumsy. Michelle be tripping and falling. And Beyonce step right over her and be like, okay, let me finish this damn song. Somebody come get her ass up off the floor before I finish this song. Get her off the floor before I get to the chorus. Shit. Because I'm singing this motherfucker before we leave. I'm getting too much money to be bullshitting. Shout out to Beyonce. I give Beyonce her props, man. We don't give her enough props. That woman's a rider. Let's get Ant in here, brother Ant.
What up, Flex? What's going on?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. So first and foremost, I want to give props to Beyonce and Michael Jackson. They're both great. They're both part of our lineage. Amazing people, amazing musicians and influencers. But I know I'm from the younger generation, so I'm not gonna talk like I grew up in y'all time because y'all seen this shit. Y'all was like kids and teenagers when Mike was in his prime for some of y'all. But for what I will
Yeah.
say is, because I do have some type of historical context when it comes to music, I don't even think it's a question. I think not only do we talk about the talent of both of them, but you got to think about this too. If we talk about performances, Michael Jackson didn't have the resources in the '80s that artists do in 2024. We talking about from
Right.
sound effects to lights to people dancing in the choreography. That was very like that back then. That was raw and that was real back then. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think it's a comparison. I think they're both in the same echelon, but you got to put Mike above. And again, this wasn't with social media. You could watch a Beyonce performance. You couldn't. Everybody that was going to Michael Jackson concert was going because of what they heard somebody say. For the
Mhm.
most part, it wasn't like you could just go on your Instagram and look it up or YouTube and look it up. Now, the other point I want to make, and I'm gonna drop down after this, and I think he don't get hit as much proper is because he's more so in my generation. But we got to talk about Chris Brown. I think as far as a male artist, talent, influencer, stage performance, he is the closest person and the closest thing to Michael Jackson. You could say Usher, you could say R. Kelly, you could say a lot of other artists, but you have to throw Chris Brown in there. We're not even just talking about the singing, the dancing, the performance. He can rap, he can act. He is the most talented artist in my opinion since Michael Jackson. And that's just, you know what I'm
True.
saying? I don't think you can make any other argument. But they all in the upper echelon. Shout out to all of them. They all a part of the lineage. Appreciate
You play, you play. Yeah, yeah, yeah.